Hey, what's up? Drei here with the tail here in front of my former employer, Universal Studios Hollywood, where I worked for 10 years, believe it or not, from 1995 to 2005. Now, it's funny because when I started work here in 1995, it was, and a lot of employees, some that might even still be here from now, said those magic words, "It's just a summer job." Some of those employees that said those words ended up being in upper higher management, but that's another story for later. Anyway, so when I started here, I was one young buck, and I was really excited that I got to work at a theme park here, which ended up being my 10-year summer job. And, the excitement of just being at a theme park at the time I started here, there was only, besides the tram, two main rides. One of them is a simulator, Back to the Future, but the one I worked was one I started at was the extraterrestrial ET ride adventure, which lasted until 2002. So, first day orientation, we get this dipshit of a trainer, if you ever heard of one. And one of the things he keeps beating on is that if you're at a position outside and a guest encounters you with a question, take off your sunglasses. And it's like, really? Because apparently in some cultures, talking to guests outside with your sunglasses on is offensive. But in the 10 plus years I worked here, never once did I get a complaint from a guest saying that I didn't take off their sunglasses, especially when I answered their question at, "Hey, where's the can?" I mean, really, you think anybody's really gonna complain to guest services because you didn't take off your sunglasses when you approached the employee asking where the bathroom was? So now, second day of orientation, and that dipshit of a trainer has an assistant helping him out. So the main trainer now is emphasizing how to always smile at everybody when you're approached. And I get it, you want to have a friendly personality, but he's just beating this like a dead horse. So after what seems like the 10,000th time he's repeated himself, his assistant finally says, "You don't have to smile at the guests. They don't care if you smile. Just give them service and all that, and they'll be happy." And the whole room just erupted in laughter. It's like, finally, somebody on a more realistic and not over-the-top pretentious manner. So, 1 week into my 10-year summer job, and for whatever reason, the magic of not just working at Universal Studios, but being at any theme park for that matter, whether it be Disneyland or Six Flags Magic Mountain, is all but gone. Because now you've gotten to the point where you just know too much, and if you haven't quite reached that level, you just don't want to be around people having to smile all the time. Though it's a lot easier to return here to Universal just as myself and not as a former employee, it's still hard to break old habits, because wherever I go to another theme park or just anywhere in general, it could even be the grocery store, I'm always looking to see if employees have that friendly personality, if they're waving at you, if they're going out of their way. Some old habits just never change, do they? If you're a former employee of Universal Studios or a former employee of just any amusement or theme park, what are some tales you'd like to share?